If you always expect the worst case scenario, that's because your brain is trying to avoid pain, not reality. And you're probably thinking, how is this actually avoiding pain when it feels awful to have all this anxiety? Okay, stay with me, because once you understand what your brain is actually doing, overthinking stops feeling so personal and starts feeling fixable. In this video, I'm going to show you 1, why your brain spirals even when you don't want it to. 2, what's happening in your body before these thoughts even appear. And 3, we're going to go through 5 science-backed techniques that will stop overthinking real time. And if you stay till the end, you'll also understand why trying to calm your mind has never worked, and it never will. And you'll learn what actually does work. You'll never look at your thoughts the same way again. Now here's why this happens in the brain. Your survival brain reacts before your logical brain. Your survival brain is like reptilian part of the brain. It reacts. You know how you're around your house and maybe you have a roommate or a spouse or whoever, your kid, and you go around the corner and they scare you? You already had the full survival reaction before you realized, oh, it's just you. I know who you are. This is also very important to understand, that your nervous system doesn't run on logic, no matter how much you want it to. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. First, I want you to know that your nervous system scans for danger every 0.2 seconds. Are we safe? Are we in danger? Is that safe? Are we in danger? Is that person safe, or are we in danger? Safety, danger. You get the point. So when your body feels unsafe, your brain generates thoughts to match that state. Now, for a moment, let's go back to the whole safety thing. Your nervous system doesn't think in logic. It thinks, if this is familiar, this is safe. Overthinking, worrying, ignoring myself and my needs, safe. Putting myself first, speaking my needs, speaking my wants, standing up for myself, saying no more than I say yes, unfamiliar, dangerous. You see how there's no logic? Keep that in mind. Now, here's one of the key things I want you to also understand. Overthinking isn't actually thinking. It's rehearsing the pain so that you won't be surprised by it. Your brain and your nervous system think that the more you can create those scenarios, the safer you'll feel, because there will be no surprises. And in a moment, I'm going to show you how to interrupt this loop. But first, you need to recognize it. Your brain replays conversations, some that has never happened, some that have happened 20 years ago. You imagine all the possible worst case outcomes. Your mind won't shut off even when life feels fine. So you feel like you should feel different. That's not because you're dramatic or because there's anything wrong with you. This is because your nervous system learned that worry equals safety. Okay, so remember, no logic. Is this familiar? Safe? Is this not familiar? Not safe. Oh, I'm a chronic worrier. My mom was the same way. My aunt was the same way. Women worry all the time. I see it in the movies. I see it everywhere. So worry is safe. What do you mean we don't worry about stuff? What do you mean? How do you do that? That's not safe, right? Familiar, safe. Unfamiliar, not safe. You get it. Now, here's something very important to understand. Overthinking activates adrenaline. This is why most women have adrenal fatigue issues and thyroid issues, because these are connected together. Overthinking puts your body in the state as if that's already happening, as if you're about to fight or flee from danger. Therefore, your body gets pumped with adrenaline. Adrenaline is highly addictive, but here's the problem. It reduces access to logic. The part of your brain, prefrontal cortex, that's responsible for logic, for problem solving, and for decision making, goes to sleep when adrenaline is high. Think, when the emotions go up, the intelligence goes down. You can think of it that way. And don't you think that's kind of a problem? Not having access to your brain that's logical, helps you make decisions, helps you solve problems. You're pretty much left with just reactive part of the brain, the reptilian part of the brain, and the emotional part of the brain. Not the best situation to be in. So let's learn how to wake up that third part of our brain. Now, one more thing to mention is that trying to figure out is a loop. Okay, you have to have something to break the loop. Listen, girlfriend, I've worked with women who spent years in therapy talking and talking and talking about the same patterns, and they didn't shift until they started working with their body, because talking about it is just the part of it. You have to work with your whole body. And if you are someone who felt disconnected from your body for a long time, you don't even know what that looks like, and this is why you're running on automatic loops. So let me go ahead and show you the first technique that can shut down the spiral before logic even matters. Okay? The first technique is called the 5-second safety signal. What you're going to do is you're going to place one hand on your chest. Ideally, you can close your eyes, but you don't have to. At least just relax little muscles around your eyes. Take a breath in, and then slowly exhale. Okay? And tell yourself, right now, I am safe. Right now, in this moment, I am safe. Take one more deep breath in and out. So the touch reduces cortisol, because when you're in fight or flight, you're focused on the danger in front of you. When you're connecting with your body, you're automatically telling it there is no danger. The long exhale is activating vagus nerve, which sends the safety signal to your brain. It's so simple, super powerful. And if this already feels somewhat different, imagine what happens when this becomes automatic. Okay, technique number 2, I call reality versus prediction. Basically, you want to ask yourself 3 questions. 1, is this happening right now? Right? Am I imagining this, or is this happening right now? 2, is this a fact or imagination? Because as you know, it's probably imagination. And 3, if someone that I love had the same thoughts, what would I tell them? We all know how we would treat that loved one differently than us. And that's going to give you a different answer than what you're feeling at any time. This reactivates the thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is how you wake it up, because you're not in the loop. You're getting out of the loop, observing it, and analyzing it. Not overanalyzing, just gently analyzing with 3 questions. And this is how the body calms. Technique number 3 is to move your stored energy. See, overthinking is unexpressed survival energy. Remember, in fight or flight, you need all the possible energy to fight or flee from the perceived danger, or from the real danger, actually. While when we're overthinking and creating it, it's not real, it's perceived, but our body is still reacting as if we need to use that much energy to fight or flee. Because remember, high cortisol. That's what's happening. So when you're gently shaking your body, you can do it seated right now, or you can actually stand up and do it. Shake your arms, shake your body, relax it. You're signaling to your brain that there's no danger, okay? This is why dancing works really well, by the way. And if you can make yourself put some music on and dance, that much better. But most of the people start to overthink it. I don't know if I can find music. I feel silly dancing by myself. So go ahead and just shake it off. And there's one more reason why this works that most people miss, and I'll come back to it. Technique number 4 is the decide later trick. Super easy, super powerful. Your brain overthinks because it wants certainty. It thinks that if you create every what if scenario, you have some form of certainty. But that's what we want to interrupt. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a little pause, a little time container instead of an answer. So you know what? I'll think about this in a couple hours. You know what? I'll think about this tonight. You know what? I'll decide on this tomorrow. If you ever watched that movie, Gone with the Wind, that is one of the things that main character does. She always says, I'll worry about that tomorrow. I'll think about that tomorrow. Super, super powerful technique, because your brain can calm to know, you know what? There's still time to think about this. It's just not right now. We're not going to do that right now. And it puts you in the present moment, out of the loop, back to yourself. Now, technique number 5 is the pattern interrupt sentence. You want to remember this. Write it down, put a note somewhere, save this video, whatever. This is a familiar thought, not a true one. And you need to hear this to remind yourself that this thought is there just because it's familiar. And remember, familiar means safe. Unfamiliar seems unsafe, not logically. But this thought is just familiar. It's not a true thought. This is how we start firing and wiring new connections in our brain, new loops, new. And when we go with something new, our nervous system realizes, okay, that's not dangerous. It's safe to feel calm. It's safe to not overthink. It's safe to just be. I've seen clients reduce spirals by probably more than half just by naming the loop. This is not a true thought. This is a familiar thought. But none of this sticks unless one deeper thing changes. Here's the thing. Your nervous system has a baseline. It's kind of like a thermostat. It's doing what it's used to do for the majority of time. This is why change is so hard. Overthinking is a habit, not a flaw. It's something that your brain did for so long that you do it without trying. And this is why safety must be practiced and not forced. This is something to be done over and over and over again. You didn't sit in the car once in a while and learned how to be a good driver. You sat in that car daily and you practiced and you practiced and you practiced until you didn't have to think about it anymore. You don't stop overthinking by controlling your thoughts. You stop it by teaching your body that the present moment is actually safe. And when you bring yourself back to this present moment, you are automatically signaling to your nervous system, it's okay to let go. We don't have to overthink. We're safe right now. If you want help practicing this consistently, I have put together a 5-minute nervous system reset worksheet that's in the description below. And whenever you're watching this, you'll see the current ways to work with me in there too. Because once your nervous system feels safe, your thoughts don't disappear automatically, they change and just start being more present in the now, connecting with yourself and your loved ones. And the part that most people don't realize is that your brain will actually start predicting calmer outcomes when you work on the safety signals in the body now. And that, my friend, is how you start creating a calmer future, because your thoughts do create things. More on that in one of the next videos.